Humans with Brain podcast with your boy Purple Lips. Let's get it. Let's go.
Well, if you got the playbook on men, they're not going to tell you. Like in general, like we're having a conversation because we're in a podcast, but this is like innate and like what they want. But I always tell women is like men, I don't know that they know how to quite articulate it or that they want to articulate it. I think there's an element of like, we kind of need to know. But my point of all this is if you have the playbook and you know what play is going to run, why are you trying to do it a different way? We know what the playbook is. We know what men want. So we actually have
Is
the
there a
advantage.
general playbook though? Because I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and I feel like as much as you say it too, you're like you said it one time. You were like you changed your narrative on all men ain't shit. Da da da.
Correct.
You stopped listening to those people.
Correct.
So you're saying if there's a playbook, right?
Mhm.
This is my thing on this. I feel like, yes, we talk about relationships all the time and we talk about whatever, but what may work for him and his relationship might not work for you and your relationship.
Right.
And it goes with her, me, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. When you're like, oh, there's a playbook.
There is.
How?
Because every car has a
there's-
steering wheel.
Because there are some things
That just
that
don't-
are prevalent in every successful
Correct.
relationship, and there are certain intangibles that are inherent
Mhm.
when it comes to having a successful, happy, healthy, and fruitful relationship.
Really great
Those
point.
are things that are inherent, and they can be found in every relationship. Is the most ubiquitous traits,
Yeah.
and those things are inherent.
Yeah. It's like obviously like my man doesn't want the same thing probably as another man, but I think in totality
In total-
overall,
For
he
example,
wants-
your man wants a high level of respect.
Mhm.
So do I.
Mhm.
So if you understand in the hierarchy where men put respect at in that hierarchy, family, money, job, respect, then you understand like I'm not good at respect, but I do the other three things. Do you realize those other three things are at the bottom 10 and that thing that you don't do is number one? And you realize like, why are you tripping? Because you didn't understand the hierarchy. You have the playbook, and instead of going, this is what I'm gonna run into with every man, you like, no, I'm gonna get a man to concede to my way of being. And you have to get a beta male to do that.
What's good? What they do? It's your boy Purple Lips back with another Purple Lip breakdown. All praise to the Most High, and welcome back to my channel. On the road to 100 subs, man. I'm almost there, y'all. I'm almost there. All right, I'm gonna have to start posting these thumbnails. Get this thing together, man. I'm gonna have to get it together, start transforming to these thumbnails. Anyway, man. I had reacted to a segment, the same episode earlier, but this time I'm reacting to a different part of that same episode. And this is basically in this segment we're gonna be reacting to season 1, episode 14, accountability in men, the conversation we need to have from the Human with Brains podcast. And the host Six, he made some important points, and he basically said a man who hasn't developed himself cannot lead a relationship effectively. He's 100% correct about that. And to piggyback on that, today's conversation it digs a little bit deeper. It started talking about it shifting to, I guess, the co-host. It kind of got a little sticky. She got in her feelings a little bit, even though she said she was reading off articles. It got a little personal towards herself, and it kind of felt like she was speaking about herself a little bit, but it's not even about that. It's more about dealing with pain in relationships, dealing with pain to get over stuff versus taking accountability. A lot of people, and it shows in this little clip right here. Well, not it shows in this clip that the co-host kind of was throwing a little bit of pain and coping mechanisms and excuses, so to speak. And Six had to align her along with the other co-host. I don't know her name, but actually it was mostly the other co-host, the woman. And then Six had piggyback off what the woman was saying. I'm gonna go ahead and get right into this. Let me see what y'all think. I'm interested in what y'all think. Go ahead and press the like button. Drop your comments in your thoughts in the comments. press that subscribe button, y'all. Give me to that 100 subs, please. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's go. This is a Purple Lip breakdown.
You have to date down women that are super successful. If you want,
But is it really a beta male, or is just a guy that's
no, he's a beta.
emotionally intelligent? Because like I saw this guy, I forgot his name, but he calls himself like a fairy godfather, and he's like a dating coach or whatever. And he had mentioned where a lot of women like to go for alphas, right? But right now most women are in their masculine energy because
100%.
you know, we're more independent now, we're career driven. A lot of women are having babies in their 40s now because they're waiting and all those things. He's saying maybe don't necessarily date an alpha guy, because most women were thinking like, we date an alpha, the byproduct of that is we're going to now submit and we're going to be back in our feminine. But we're actually like in our masculine because we are career driven, whatever. So he was saying maybe he still referred to the guys as alpha, but like alpha something.
No,
Alpha,
beta.
watered down.
Yes.
She just proved my point. I said you have to date a beta.
No. But then I said, is it a beta or is it someone that's just an alpha but more emotional?
No, that's a beta. Hey, check this out, man. That's exactly what we're going through right now. It feels like, what we're witnessing right now is in relationship today, we have a spiritual imbalance, you know what I'm saying? A crisis of leadership, but also a crisis of receptivity, you know what I'm saying? The world basically teaching women to never depend, and to teach men to basically lead without control. I mean, leading is to control. You know what I'm saying? And both teachings are flawed, basically. You know what I'm saying? We need more alignment. You know what I'm saying? Not a power struggle, because that's basically what the world is kind of leading us up to. And these type of mindset, that's what it's kind of leading up to. So, that's a beta male. You see, you have to submit to. And she kind of said exactly what he said in other words that comfort her.
Emotionally intelligent.
If you said that you can't attract the alpha because you are alpha, that means you have to attract the opposite. And that's why a lot of women ain't attracting the man they want, because you are already the man you want. Opposites attract. You are alpha, you're going to attract the beta. A man you got to do everything for, check his work, be under his
Not
ass.
check his work. Like that's a little.
Y'all been there.
No.
These are the betas.
They do.
And this is the man
Don't
that you
even-
qualify for. You don't qualify for an alpha male, because an alpha male is not about to toil with you and turn the relationship arduous over you not knowing what your role, duty, function, and responsibility is. He's just gonna go with somebody that already understand that innately.
And let's
build
keep
with
it
them.
real. Women do not, when it comes down to the brass tacks, women don't even want that guy. They get him
don't.
down, they whittle him and distill
Okay.
him down, and they don't end up liking him.
They
Like,
don't want
he
the
don't
beta.
do this, he don't do
Because
that,
they
he can't
want
take
a
control, he
alpha.
can't do the direction, I can't do nothing without him messing it up. Like, y'all don't want him. I am with a very, very, very alpha male, okay? And he's emotionally intelligent. You can have both.
I don't know why you think you can't.
I don't know why we don't think we can have both. If he can sense stuff and be like, hey, you good? Hey, I want to talk to you. I'm feeling like this. Can I talk to you? Yes. And when he doesn't, I'm okay with that too. It'll be another time. If he doesn't want to talk about something, he'll come and tell me when he's ready to talk about it. Like, we have to have the patience and the understanding for certain things. And I think, again, it's not about, oh, women always have to be the one to do this. It's to our advantage. It's literally to our advantage. It's not because we need to be something that we're not. I feel like this dynamic hasn't worked because we're trying to be something that we're not. We're not supposed to be overly masculine, and it doesn't feel good. I don't care who you're talking to, that at the end of the day, your masculinity is not fucking you tonight.
Ew. That sounded so aggressive.
I know, and I don't even know why I said it, but
no.
it's like
Sounded.
that at the end of the day, your masculinity is not fucking you tonight.
Ew. That sounded so aggressive.
I know, and I don't even know why I said it, but
No.
it's like, why do we have, like, maybe I'll ask you, because we go back and forth with this. Like, but why do we have, or why do some women have such a disdain against being in that place of vulnerability that actually gets you what you want?
Well, I don't know. I like to live a soft life, so I don't know.
What do you mean?
Wait, like, because you're saying like with the masculinity stuff?
Yeah, well, this disdain for like being feminine, or this like
Oh, well,
being.
I don't have a disdain for being like feminine. I'm saying like some women, they just feel like, okay, I don't want to speak for women, but like, okay,
All right, y'all. So this right here, this is basically what I was talking about in the intro. This is where it get a little bit personal. You know what I'm saying? With this co-host right here that we have, and you can tell if she was speaking about herself, just like she's saying right now. And she's gonna renege later and say she was talking about articles or whatever, but she actually is speaking in third person of herself or whatever. But if you want, I just want to say this message real quick, because if you want basically long and lasting relationships, long lasting love, communities, and peace, we basically we have to deprogram the war between men and women. You know what I'm saying? We got to go ahead and deprogram the war between men and women, and we got to stop pointing fingers and start linking up. You know, not just for romance, but for the future of humanity. You know what I mean? When men grow, families heal. When women grow, nations rise. The nation rise. You know what I'm saying? Nations rise. You know what I'm saying? So, well, we don't need to compete. We need to complete. We need to complete each other. We don't need to compete with each other. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and say that. Let's go ahead and get back into it. This is when it's gonna get a little bit sticky.
for me, it's like I still want like my financial independence because I've been in a relationship where I was financially dependent, and I had my own moments where I'm just like, it would be nice to have my own shit. And I was raised on that too. My mom told me it doesn't matter if a man is paying for your bills and this, and this, still have your own. And maybe that goes back to self-preservation, self-love, just have your own for you. You know what I mean? So you don't completely lose yourself in a relationship. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable, or I'm not afraid to submit to somebody. I think for me, it's more so like I've had patterns of attracting a guy that's not emotionally intelligent. So to actually feel seen and heard and loved correctly, that would be amazing. And then you're an alpha at that. You're leading me in the right directions. Like 1000%, sign me up, you know? But
that's all very surfacey. You realize that, right?
how is it surfacing? I just said I want him to make me feel loved, seen, and heard.
Because that's your job.
No, I get that, but also I'm not just gonna come into that's my job. So that's my job to make myself feel seen and heard if I have some shit that I have to address with him.
Yeah.
And she seems so shocked about that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, lady, it's your job to do the self-healing before you come into it, bringing that to another person. You know what I'm saying? Because then you'll know how to cope with it when you're dealing with anybody in a relationship, because you know how to regulate within yourself already.
So I'm supposed to just,
because you would never choose a man that wouldn't make you feel seen and heard.
but that's what I just said to you. I was in relationships that I was they were emotionally unavailable, and I know that stems from childhood, from shit that I'm used to, but I complain about it in my adult relationships. That's why I said it would be nice to have somebody that is an alpha, emotionally intelligent, where it might even feel like foreign waters for me, because I've been so used to not being seen, heard, and all those other things that when I start being loved correctly, I might be over here like, yo, where's the catch? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to.
I think what I was actually trying to get to was even down to the financial independence. Like,
yeah.
It's not necessarily about, and I'm not trying to like therapize. I'm just saying, like, because I asked you a question, right?
Yeah.
That is coming from a place that actually has to be fixed first. That's all I'm trying to say. It's not necessarily that, like, I would never interact with somebody where I wasn't, that's mirrored to me. Like, I am the shit because I said I am. Like, I am controlling that narrative. No one can come into my presence that would not present that in the first place. So I would never select to be around somebody
that's developed.
That's my point.
A lot of our listeners are underdeveloped and they haven't graduated from the school of thought where they need to seek validation. You graduated from that emotion. So a lot of men and women haven't graduated from that emotion. So they're gonna always be drawn to, lean into, and be magnetized to people who feel about them the way they feel about themselves.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm
really
trying to
fuck
say.
with yourself, so you gonna
Like, let's
chase
say-
people who don't really fuck with you.
Like, let's say something happened. Like, let's say I got with my boyfriend, let's say we got married or something, and like I was financially dependent on him. Okay. If for some reason we did not work out, we broke up, and he was like, I'm not giving you shit, I'm taking everything from you, I still got this. So I'm going back out. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not worried about that because I'm still me. I did all of the work that I had to do to get here. No one can take that from you. No one can take your mindset from you, your thought life from you, your independence from you. That is all yours to cultivate and manage and maintain. So no matter who you're with, that's the work you have to get together.
Woo! Amen.
So that it's unshakable no matter who comes into your
Yeah,
life.
so I know. So then are we just like saying the same shit?
No, you're not.
Into your life.
Yeah, so I know. So then are we just like saying the same shit with back to just having your own shit? Because if I was already financially independent before I came into this relationship and I got my career going and then I'm in here now and then pretend he sits here and he's just like, oh, you don't have to work anymore. It's the same shit that you just said. I just feel like we just said it differently because even if I didn't have to work anymore and I quit my job, I'm in this relationship now, I'm 100% dependent on you. Like you said, I still got this.
Yeah.
Had this before I got here, so I'm gonna just go back to work.
I didn't do it from a place of fear. Fear,
Oh, you
control.
feel like it's coming from a place of fear. Oh.
That's
You can
huge.
be
It's a big
taken care
deal.
of
That's a
and
big
still
deal.
have your own.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what
You
I
can
was
have
saying.
your own while you're being taken care of. There's a lot of men out there that are ready to be men, that want to be men. Like, it's like how vampire fiend for blood. Real men, we fiend for doing man shit, taking care of a family, building something. You get what I'm saying? I love being a man. Is it hard sometimes? It's very arduous. Is it thankless sometimes? Yeah, but Jesus is worth it. It's honorable. This is what makes me feel alive. Doing man shit. Like, it ain't dressing up, playing dress up. Like, oh, I feel the best when I'm dressed up. I feel the best when I'm wearing a watch. Like that.
Yeah.
Now I feel the best when the people in my household are smiling
Yeah.
I love that.
and abundant
Yeah.
and got everything they want. You get what I'm saying? I want to be a man. Even if I wasn't with my wife, whoever I was with would get the same shit because this is who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
This is who I decide.
Man, that was dope, man. You know, I say that all the time. You know, me personally, I feel the same way. I've said that in prior episodes, and I've said it to my friends outside of this, YouTube stuff. Man, I love being a man. The good, bad, and ugly. I love what it takes to be a man, no matter how hard it is. To exude the purposes that I want to fulfill in my life and for others in my, that means stuff to me, my family, and stuff like that. Feel my purposes in life. Those things make me feel good as a man to do things for others. But holding myself accountable is the real transformation. You know what I'm saying? Relationships suffer when people they lead from pain, not from purpose. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel proud of my development as a man and my place. So I wish women and men, will all, hold themselves accountable, because we can't basically heal men without also supporting the healing of women. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. We need to heal each other. A relationship with scarce exchange. And both parties must they must come into it basically with self-awareness, forgiveness, and humility. You know what I'm saying? And then we got a good relationship. I'm about to wrap this up though. I'm gonna let them finish this up, and I'm gonna wrap this up real quick.
Decided to be as a person. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of women don't know how to attract that type of guy. They just keep attracting the same type of guy because you're the same type of girl. Just because you fake your Instagram posts and then steal and regurgitate other people's platitudes and stop listening to rap for a week don't mean you on a frequency to find the type of guy that you said that you want to marry, because he gotta want to marry you too.
Yeah.
I
think to
No, I
Leah's
was gonna
point, we
say-
did. Go ahead.
No, because you said it was like, is it based on fear? And then I'm kind of like, now you got me thinking, I don't know. Is it fear or self-preservation?
Well,
Because I
you
can
know.
agree and disagree with the fear,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's there, but then I'm like, is it really fear?
Well, I'll just try
Man, she is reaching for the excuses. She is reaching.
to tell you where I'm coming from with that, right? Because
Yeah.
I did get where I'm at out of self-preservation. Again, it kind of goes back to the decentering men.
Mm.
I didn't do it to validate my independence. I didn't do it to validate that I didn't need a man. I didn't
You
do
did
it
it
to
to
val.
be
I
better.
did it because it was for self-preservation. Yes,
Yeah.
I did it because I wanted a specific lifestyle.
yeah.
So yes, I did.
Yeah.
But it was never in my mind that I had to do this so I didn't need a man. I don't know that I've ever said I didn't need a man in my entire life.
I don't ever say that.
So there's like this, again, I'm only saying that because there's just this nasty way that women carry themselves that is such against men. And I'm not saying men don't do it too, but again, I'm a woman. So I'm speaking from our perspective as a woman. And I can only say that it hurts you more than it helps you.
I think also like some of those women that are coming from that place, because I hear like horror stories
Mhm.
of like, I'm not gonna put, I know somebody that's very dear to me that gave birth, baby's 3 months, and husband did not come home for 3 days. What the hell were you doing for those 3 days? You know what I'm saying?
the
so
same
like
thing he
stories.
was doing for the last 9 months. These ain't new. I don't even
No,
know the
no,
story,
but
but,
that's-
he's been what he always was
but-
before she opened up her gap.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, you know, those situations, or like I've heard of women who was with a guy and like he's begging for her to like have their baby, and then she got pregnant, and then all of a sudden he's in such disbelief and then basically coerced her to get an abortion. Like I hear of those stories, and I think the decentering men conversation or whatever, it kind of like maybe a little bits and pieces of those tragic stories that are in there.
But
Well,
that's not
I
a case of
would-
not.
Yeah, I would
That's
be.
not. That's a case of them needing to recenter their
Yeah.
common sense. 'Cause you
Damn.
overlooking signs.
No,
You
facts.
overlooking signs.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You're over. You.
Sometimes
a woman
men are good at
Every
pretending.
woman
No,
has intuition.
Nope, they're
you
not.
can now decide you don't have intuition.
Leah, don't lie.
Every woman has
No,
intuition.
I know my intuition is like top tier.
All right then. So if your intuition is top tier and you know something going on and you decide to stay anyway, you're not a victim. You're a volunteer. That means that your mind knew what was going on, but your heart wasn't ready to see it, and that is your fault. So no matter how the relationship ends, no matter what he did to you, you're not a victim. You were a volunteer.
Well, it's not about them trying to be a victim. I think it's more so just like back to what you said. Some stems from the hurt, and then they're relearning to
But you hurting
recenter
yourself.
themselves. No.
Do
I'm
you
not saying.
believe that you create your own reality?
Yeah.
Then why are you creating those narratives? Stop even
I'm
listening.
not.
No,
I didn't-
No.
I
I'm
was
just
gonna
saying,
say,
like,
I'm
don't
not-
even listen to those stories. That has
No, I'm-
nothing to do with your forward trajectory.
No. I'm not taking those stories and putting them as if it's for me. I'm repeating these stories just based off of the conversation about the
Can I ask you a
decentering the men.
question?
Sure.
That could be wrong.
Mhm.
I'm challenging.
Okay.
Why aren't you telling me stories about men who are good to women?
Because you guys talked about decentering men, so that's why we're on that topic.
Oh no, y'all. Do y'all feel like she's kind of coping? Is that like for her? Is those articles, is she talking about other people or is she talking about her? You know what I'm saying? Because I could have sworn at the beginning she said something about, well, I'm going to speak for me. You know what I'm saying? And started talking about her feelings or whatever. But when stuff got a little sticky and heavy and the accountability, she was dodging accountability all over the place. That's when she wants to say, well, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about other people and other articles that I've read and another situation where she shows her real colors of not being accountable when her back against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Nothing personal against her, just using her as an example in a situation where, we got to hold each other accountable. And healing starts basically when we stop keeping score against, stop keeping score and start seeking, understanding against accountability. Accountability isn't punishment. Accountability is not punishment. It's basically freedom. You know what I'm saying? A freedom, and like freedom is what real love needs, like, to breathe. Anyway, man, this was another Purple Lip breakdown. I'm gonna go ahead and get some sleep. Your boy tired. Go ahead and press a like, comment, subscribe. I would like to know y'all thoughts on this video. This is another Purple Lip breakdown with your boy Purple Lips. Let's get it. Let's go. I'm out.